So a lot of you are also thinking, well, it's really easy with the tools we have today. I can go do this myself. I think,
No, you can't.
thank you, Al. Why, Al?
Because the quality won't be as good. Flip cams belong on Facebook and at home. It just should not be even uploaded. Flip cam is just a bad idea people have. Oh, I got a flip cam. No, put it on Facebook. It's not for anything that's going to be usable or receivable. Never mind if you've got text on it. Little cameras now can make everybody and their mother a filmmaker. Just like, and I know you guys know this because anybody with Dreamweaver can become a webmaster. You don't know all the effort that it takes for you guys to do the things that you do, but the technology is there. The good thing is the technology is there. The bad thing is the technology is there. So it doesn't come with the knowledge and the know-how to do it. So if somebody's going to bring you a video, one of the things that I wanted to say is that you might consider adopting as a suggestion to, one, here's all the numbers. They're not pulled out of a hat. They're made by engineers in the video industry, professionals. These are the numbers. It's not voodoo. So in every industry, there's a standard. This is the minimum sort of guidelines Kevin's put together that we have. So we say, if you bring us a video, it needs to meet these tech specs. That completely clears you. You just have, it's just, well, the dean of the college wants to do this. Great, unfortunately, you haven't made it to the tech specs. Oh, how can I do that? At that point, you can choose either to help them, or guide them to all the resources that are on campus and all the other myriads that are online. You can learn how to do it to meet it to tech specs. And so once it's at tech specs, great. Then you don't have to worry about having to do anything because there's a standard. There's a standard sort of for everything. And for some reason, video has seemed to go out the door, and it's the web. But if you look at the web, it's become increasingly really, really good. You go to websites, stuff looks great. Well, that has an impression on you. You go home and you see 389 channels of, $300,000 commercials, $1 million movies, and your brain gets used to that quality. When you see anything below that, you go, oh, that looks, no matter what the content is, your brain already disconnects. So they go, well, it's just the web. Well, no, the web's now become the mainstream. So we put everything that we do at highest quality possible. In these ratios, we've already expanded them to get the best quality on there for the easiest amount. So one of the things that I was leading to is to put it, as a norm, is these are the tech specs, then we can put it on. And it's the responsibility of the person making the video to get it to you in those tech specs. So when they bring us videos to post on the YouTube website, we have this list that has been compiled, and it's just a baseline. It's at least, it needs to be this. If it's not, go back and get it right. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Well, we can show you, or hire a professional who can do it for you, or go online and learn how to do it. But until it's at these tech specs, we don't have to do it. If it's a tech spec, just go click, and it just goes right in. And so it should be the responsibility of the person making the video to have it to the right specifications. So it might be just a good thing to toss out there and think about and adapt as, well, we have a standard, and that clears everybody no matter who it is bringing you a video. It's like, hey, it's not meet standards. To get things on PBS, the standards are rigorous. I've done many national shows. Before I can get a show nationally distributed on PBS, I've got to send the master a month ahead of time to a tech department. There's 2 or 3 techs that look at it. They measure the level audios. They measure the camera, the chroma, the luminance, things that you may or not what they are. But they scope every single shot. They jot down every time that there is something that's not to spec. If it's not within those realms, I get the master back. I have to fix it, send it back. They quality control it again until it passes that engineer qualification, because he's got to sign off. He's got to put his John Hancock on it that it's met our specs. It doesn't get to PBS air. And that's one of the most stringent. So that's on that spectrum. The other spectrum, we got YouTube that anybody and their mother can post things to it. But if you've noticed, the quality has been getting better and better and better, and better and better and better. And there's a lot of commercials. I shot an entire slew of commercials for HP in Boise that were made to look viral. They spent $600,000 on these YouTube commercials, strictly for YouTube from the printer division, made to look like they were just like somebody put them up. But a full film crew do it. Have you guys ever seen the Kobe Bryant jumps the car on YouTube? Okay, do you know how much that cost? That was like almost 500 grand. And then there's fools that went out and tried to do that. That was done by a production company in LA. It's 3 Matt Keys, he's on the wires, and it's a Nike commercial made to look viral. So people don't see the behind the scenes that it takes to make it that quality. But the bar has been really going up and up. So you can't say, well, it's on YouTube. So if you take these set of guidelines and standards and adopt it, okay, this is the tech specs, and then it makes everybody's life easy. And then there's all these other research of how do you get it to the tech specs. And it sort of clears everybody from making a yes or no, we can't put it, it's too much work, you got the wrong size. Because then there's somewhat of a standard. And I've been dealing with this since the web started years ago. And our thing is, how do we get our productions to look the best on the web? Because we don't want it, we spend all this time and energy and money to make it look really good. You don't want the web to look bad, So it's just sort of my 2 cents to toss out there is there are tech specs. Consider doing them, because people don't see the amount of work it takes for you to make websites. I mean, and all the links, but anybody with, Dreamweaver can make a website. It's good or not as a work, that's a whole other thing. But all the great stuff has a lot of knowledge and experience behind it. So if there's a norm, a base, and it needs to be this before we can post it, I think would save a lot of work and energy, and it would standardize somewhat the prerequisites for, or else you got everybody coming at you, put this on. Like, you got 55 different flavors, and it's bad quality, and you can't read it, and it's too small, and the audio doesn't play. It sounds like it's underwater. I mean, I'm sure you've all had these situations. So that's all I wanted to say.